Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Giselle, and in this channel we talk all things about encouragement, women empowerment, faith, fertility, you name it, we want to talk about it, and here we are. In today's video, I want to talk to you all about my first trimester. Can you believe I already went through my first trimester and I'm sitting here like, where did the time go? You're gonna hear me out of breath for the majority of the video. I'm getting to that stage. Well, I've been out of breath like throughout this whole entire process, but excuse the out of breath, excuse if you hear the dogs around. But anyways, let's get into today's video. So I have noticed that I have an increase of new subscribers, so thank you so much for joining me in this journey. If you came across my videos because of IVF or TTC, welcome. I hope that I can be, an inspiration to you, a hope for you. If you need prayer, comment down below. I would love to pray for you. I know a lot of people have commented sweet things and I truly appreciate it. I pray for all those ladies who are currently going through IVF themselves or going through a transfer themselves. Again, if you're new, thank you for joining along. These past couple videos have been specifically about my journey because again, I have felt it in my heart from God to share my journey because my journey is so different from any other fertility journey. Not everybody is going through what I'm going through. A lot of the times women are going through infertility themselves. They have endometriosis, PCOS, whatever the underlying health condition may be, or it could be male factor infertility, so many things, right? And if you have not watched my TTC journey, like my original video, my husband and I have been married now for 5.5 years, and we got married knowing that he had a vasectomy. We got married knowing that we wanted children together, and we tried to get it reversed. It unfortunately failed. My husband ended up very severely sick, which ended up turning out to be cancer, and due to the chemo, the oral chemo that he had to be on and all the things, we decided to go the IVF route. Now, this wasn't a conversation that just came out after he had the cancer. This conversation, we've had it for prior to him getting sick. So IVF has been in our conversation since we got married. Basically, if this didn't work, this is plan B. If plan B didn't work, we also had a plan C. So, but yeah, here we are. That's like a high level of everything that's kind of like happened in the last 5 years. But yeah, we're here to talk about my first trimester. I do have a list of every week and what I experienced. Again, every pregnancy is different. Everything that I have taken personally, due to my doctors prescribing it to me. So don't think that, oh, she took it, let me take it. No, please go to your doctors. Make sure you ask your doctors. Make sure everything is like good and so forth. I have not looked at this list since I wrote it, so bear with me. I hope I don't make this video too long, but yeah, let's get into it. So transfer day was November 13th. So of course, those first two weeks, of course, you're on estradiol, and 5 days prior to transfer, you're on Medrol. Well, at least for me, my protocol, Medrol, and I think I'm saying that right, and progesterone injections. Y'all, these progesterone injections are no joke. I feel like to this day, I'm laying down and I'll feel like a pinch, and I feel like it's an actual injection, and it hurts. And so the numbness is going away little by little. So if you're going through progesterone injections and you're feeling some kind of numbness, I felt the same way. But yo, they are real. So week 2 and 3, of course, as y'all saw from my last video, I had a severe cold. I also had a UTI. I was super congested, and yeah, all the things. And so I didn't really think it was pregnancy symptoms. I honestly thought I was just sick, and anything else that I might have felt, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's progesterone oil injection that's making me feel this way. So week 4, Again, nothing, which had me a little nervous because I was like, am I supposed to be feeling something? Am I not supposed to be feeling something? Like, what's going on? November 24th, of course, I tested and got a positive pregnancy test. It's so exciting. I'm still in shock, y'all. Like, I'm 18 weeks today and I am still in shock. Week 4 and week 5, I had severe hives. When I tell you I had severe hives, I'm not gonna put a picture up because they were just all over the place. If I find any appropriate pictures, I will post it, only because I had them all like on my thighs, my legs, my arms. It even got to my face. So right after I tested positive, which was on a Friday, Saturday, I started feeling super itchy around my neck. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's probably like the detergent, which I don't switch my detergent, but I started getting like really bad hives towards the end of the night. And so I was like, this is not normal. And I thought I was getting some kind of allergic reaction to something I ate that day, but I was like, everything I have eaten up until now has been the same thing that I've always eaten before. What I didn't know at the time was that pregnancy changes you. It changes your skin, it changes reactions to things that you probably never had that now you probably do have. And so I had hives for about 5 days. So I went to my fertility clinic Monday, had my beta done, and I told the nurse there, like, she looked at it, she's like, try not to take Benadryl, try to take like Claritin, because, you know, Benadryl can make you drowsy, make baby drowsy, which, you know, all the things. And so I was very cautious to take anything, of course, scared half the time. And so I went to a dermatologist, I think it was the next day. Pretty sure it was the next day or the same day, I don't recall. They gave me some creams that I can put on where the hives were, and it helped the itching, but they were not going away. I went in for my second beta. The nurse that actually took the nurse that actually drew my blood, she's like, this is not normal, because the dermatologist said I had pubs. I'm like, isn't it too early for me to have pubs? Pubs, I think is what it's called. Pupps, I think is what it's called. And so she's like, no, this looks like you're having an allergic reaction to something. And long story short, they ended up actually switching me off my progesterone oil injection because the base of it is basically sesame seed oil, and some women have allergic reactions to the sesame seed. And so they switched me over to a more compounded oil, which, y'all, I was paying like $2 a bottle for my regular progesterone injections. I ended up paying like $2.50 for 3 vials, and I had to get 6 of them because up to 10 weeks. So yeah, but I must say that after I switched over to the new progesterone oil injection, my hives went away. I also had to get a steroid shot to calm it down, because at this point it traveled to my face and my lip was swollen, my eyes were swollen, and they were scared that it would get to my throat next. And yeah, they're like, we understand that you're pregnant, we understand it's taken us a long time to get here, however, your health is a priority. And so I had to get a steroid shot. So my hives went away right after that. Week 6, I started feeling nausea. Not so bad that I was like, oh, no, it was just like come and go. And I had my first ultrasound at 6 weeks and 5 days. Baby's heart rate was 113. I think I mentioned it in my last video. I thought it was kind of low, but it was perfectly fine. Week 7, things started definitely speeding up in the symptom world. Again, if you hear my dogs, I do apologize. They just got back from the groomers and they're just in their own world right now. Week 7, I was feeling nauseous. I started feeling that nausea kick in. I was also very sensitive to smells. Any kind of smell was like getting to me at some point. I'm like, I had not experienced that before, and I was moody. Moody as could be. Honestly, I quite don't remember half of these symptoms, to be honest, because it is such a blur. And when you're in that first trimester, you're just trying to think like, can I get out of here, please? Week 8, I also had severe nausea. It started increasing a lot more, and I said threw up once, sensitive to smell, and still moody. So I remember the first time I threw up, I was like, oh, this is it. I'm done. I'm gonna end up throwing up every day, which thank God I didn't. But the nausea was so real, guys. It's not morning sickness, it's all day sickness. You feel it all day long. You're nauseous all day long. From the minute I woke up to the minute I went to bed, I was literally nauseous. And it was so hard for me to get up from bed in the mornings because I felt like my stomach was empty. And that's the thing, if you're experiencing morning sickness, my biggest advice is to have little snacks. Even if you think you're not hungry, just eat it, because it helps with the nausea. It helps, at least it helped me. The aftertaste was there, but it still helped me out a little bit to control the nausea, so my stomach wasn't empty. Week 9, I had my second ultrasound. At this point, baby's heart rate was 173. I was like, dang, you're doing a lot in there. I had minor cramps, nausea, I threw up again. Once I put there. I started getting headaches and feeling dizzy, especially at nighttime. So I don't know what it was about the nighttime. I started feeling super dizzy. I remember like just trying to get up from the sofa and just feeling like I couldn't like balance myself, like almost like vertigo. If you ever had vertigo, then you know what I'm talking about, but it felt much like that. And again, sensitive to smell. I've been super, even to this day, I think I still am super sensitive to smell. And oh my God, gaggy as could be. Like everything made me gag. And to this day, sometimes I still gag at some things. And it's not like to throw up, it's just, it's like I'm grossed out kind of thing. And so I definitely was going through like that gagging stuff. Like, not every time I gagged, I would throw up, but the 2 times that I did throw up between these weeks, it was because I gagged and I just couldn't stop. If this is too TMI for you, I'm sorry. These are the symptoms of a pregnant girl. Week 10, still gagging, nausea is not as bad, still getting dizzy at night, which is causing me to feel nauseous, and starting to feel a little bit of the soreness in the girls, and low blood sugar at times. So I was noticing that I was starting to get shaky, and my mom, she has diabetes, so she had given me a little machine to check my glucose levels from time to time. She's like, just keep it at your house, and when you feel like, you know, you're kind of not feeling well or something doesn't feel right, just check it to make sure, so that way you know when to eat and like all the things. And I think my blood sugar, the first time I checked it when I started feeling that way, it was like 70. It was low. I've never had it that low before, so I was definitely concerned, but nothing food can fix. And I had cramps in my lower abdomen. So I wasn't experiencing period-like cramps. It was just cramps. It was like you have been running for a while and you just feel crampy, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't like a bad cramp. I can tell things were just growing, if that makes any sense. So week 11, still feeling the same thing, nausea. I felt nauseous all up until, I still feel nauseous to be honest, but I think week 15, 16 is when it literally, like, it started subsiding little by little and it wasn't as bad. But week 11, I put hot flashes because your girl started getting hot flashes at night, during the day, and I literally felt like I was burning up. And yeah, it got kind of rough there. And I still get hot flashes from time to time, especially if like I'm anxious or I'm getting stressed out by being around a lot of people. I start getting hot flashes. I'm like, oh, help me God. Like, so yeah, that's still going on. Week 12, same as week 10 and 11, hot flashes, the nausea, the gagging, still feeling dizzy half the time. And I did talk to my doctor about this. She said it was perfectly normal. Again, make sure I had snacks on me and all the things. I did talk to her about my low blood sugar, which she said it's normal. Your baby's trying to suck up everything out of you at this point, so makes sense. And week 13, I put same. So again, same symptoms. So a lot of people consider 14 weeks to be second trimester. A lot of people consider 14 weeks to be part of your first trimester. So I'm still considering that my first trimester. So week 14, I did have a little scare. Week 14 in 3 days, I did have to go to the ER. I did started experiencing some bleeding. It was spotting at first, and then it just came down heavier, which freaked me out a little bit. It wasn't bright red, but it was enough to concern me. And when I called my OB's office, they told me to go ahead and go into the ER. And it was a Friday afternoon, so they couldn't get me in. And she said if it got any heavier, just to go straight to the ER, which I did. Everything was good. The tech, I felt so bad for the tech because she's like, I can't tell you anything. I'm just doing the ultrasound and they'll give you the results, basically. And I was stressed out, y'all. I was like, oh my God, God, please, let baby be okay. I was like, I've seen stories of other people who have gone through the same thing. They turned out to be fine. It's completely normal. And so I noticed that the tech kept going over the same spot over and over and over again. And it was making me nervous. It was literally giving me like anxiety. And she was like, I'm not supposed to tell you anything. And I'm like, I know, I completely understand. Like, I know you gotta do what you gotta do. She was like, but the reason I'm going over so much on this side is because your baby is not letting me measure it and your baby's moving a lot. And so I can't quite measure their head. And she's like, the baby's perfectly fine. Actually, heart rate is 152, 153. And right there, like, I could like breathe. So she's like, don't worry about it. Baby's good. It's just, they're being a little stubborn right now. And so I thought that was funny because for my week 9 ultrasound, we literally saw like arms, like what their arms would be, just flapping all over the place, and their little legs. And I'm like, are they literally like moving in there? And which I do know the gender, by the way. I'm not gonna say it, but I was like, are they moving in there? And the tech is like, yep, they sure are. And I was like shocked to see so much movement in a 9-week-old baby. So for my 12-week appointment, they did a couple measurements as well, and baby was like all over the place. And the tech was cracking up because she's like, oh my God, this baby will not sit still. I can't measure its head. I cannot measure its legs. I'm trying to measure their arm and they're just not sitting still. And she literally was like in my hip trying to get measurements, and I just thought it was funny. So every ultrasound I've had, baby is just super active, super all over the place. And my husband and I, all we can do is just laugh because we're like, yeah, they're gonna be a mini both of us, because my husband's super active, I'm more chill, but I was very active as a child. And so I just think it's funny that baby is super active, which makes me happy because I know that means they're doing good. they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And yeah, so week 14, again, the ER, my blood work came back fine, ultrasound came back fine. They didn't know where the source of the bleeding was coming from. So they said I would have a little bit more bleeding, just older blood. And due to my uterus growing, it's just putting more pressure. And so if there's any old blood still just sitting there, it's gonna eventually come out. And so that's what they think it was. And then when I talked to my OB, she didn't seem concerned because the bleeding had stopped. Like, I was just spotting the next day and a few little spotting here and there, and that's about it. But on week 14, I still had nausea, but it had calmed down a little bit. Still with the headaches, a bit more intense. I do suffer from chronic migraines, So up until this point, I think I've only had like one migraine, thank God, but I've had little headaches here and there. I'm trying not to take any medication like Tylenol and stuff, so my doctor has me taking magnesium. And yeah, so that's been about it. I'm eating more at this point at 14 weeks, but I'm still gaggy. But I was eating a little bit more because I struggled my whole first trimester, even taking my prenatals, which my doctor's like, don't worry about your prenatal, just worry about trying to get food in your system and trying to stay hydrated. So that's what I did. So yeah, so if y'all interested, I can do a second trimester update, which I'm kind of slacking on because I'm only at week 15 and that's about it, because everything has been going by so fast. I think after I started feeling better, everything just seemed to be like speeding up for me. Like, y'all, I'm 18 weeks now and I'm still in shock that I'm 18 weeks. But yeah, that was my first trimester. It felt like a long journey because I was sick every day. Every day I thought I was gonna die. Every day I thought I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it. I don't know how I got into work, to be honest. I'm glad I'm able to work from home. Not every day, but some other days. And I applaud those women who are working right now, like either standing up or having to go to work every day with morning sickness, because I struggled so bad at work. And yeah, nobody in the office knew I was pregnant or knows that I'm pregnant, so it's been a struggle to kind of like not look like I'm sick. Now I'm better, so it's kind of like past me, but time to time I still get a little nausea here and there. But again, every pregnancy is different. Every body is different, and you're gonna experience things that I probably didn't experience. I have a family member who quite honestly didn't even experience anything. She's like, I didn't even feel like I was pregnant. So I'm like, well, good for you. Like, lucky you. She didn't experience like any food aversions, anything like that. So I'm like, must be nice. Oh yeah, talk about food aversions. I am a steak and seafood kind of girl, y'all. I have not been able to touch a steak since transfer, which sucks because I love a good filet mignon, and your girl has not touched one. I look at steak and I get grossed out, which breaks my heart. Seafood, I love me some good crab legs, a good lobster tail, and shrimp and all the things, and I cannot have any of it. My husband got a lobster tail the other day and I took a bite and I had to spit it back out. I was like, nope, can't do it. Crab legs, I'm like, I'm not feeling it, and it just grosses me out. Now shrimp, I'm coming around. I have been eating shrimp. Actually, we went to Hooters and I tore up some buffalo shrimp with ranch. So I was like, this is good. And I do eat fish, so tilapia, salmon. I've been eating a lot of that. So that's always a good thing. Well, not a lot of it, but enough that, you know, I'm getting my protein in, and chicken. And it depends on the chicken, because I won't eat chicken wings. I love chicken wings, but I cannot touch chicken wings. It just, something about it, it grosses me out. And so if it's like, I don't know, we have a place down here where they have like fried chicken, I could do that all day long. So yeah, it just depends. It's weird. I'm not having that big of food aversions, but just protein, steaks, and some seafoods. Try to think what else. I am a girl who loves her Pepsi. I have not been able to drink a Pepsi. I tried and it just does not settle well. So I've been drinking a lot of water. Like, I have this cup and I fill her up. She's like, what, 40 ounces, I think. And I fill her up at least twice a day with water, and drink that. And if I'm having a meal, I'll have 7-Up. and when I'm feeling kind of nauseous, along with a snack, I'll drink ginger ale. So that's basically what I'm having. I had my second cup of coffee today. My first cup of coffee, I had it, I think it was last week, and I took a couple sips and that was it since transfer. And today I had another one. It's so good because I've been craving coffee. Before pre-pregnancy, I had a cup of coffee every day, every single day. And then after transfer, I kind of wanted to stop with the caffeine because I'm like, you need to get it together. And so, yeah, I had my first cup of coffee the other day and then my second one today. But I think that's basically been it. Second trimester is going a lot smoother. Again, if you're interested in me doing a second trimester or even just talking about what's going on lately, feel free to leave some comments below and let me know. If you have any questions as well about anything within my first trimester that you think you're feeling but I haven't felt, or vice versa, feel free again to let me know. If you need prayer because you're going through your transfer or you're entering IVF or anything, let me know down below. Let me know your stories. I love to read about you guys going through your own journey because we're in this together. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps reach out other women who are currently in their pregnancy and want to know what first trimester might look like or get a glimpse of some of the symptoms that they might have. It helps reach out to women who are going through their IVF journey, who are going through a transfer and need to see a video of hope that this could work, this will work for them. Yeah, it just helps out reach out our community and all the things. So anyways, not to make this video any longer, I hope that you guys have a great day, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this. And I hope that you guys stick around for this journey. Again, I have other videos that I want to be able to create. Right now has been a struggle because I can't catch my breath for my life. But right now, I feel like my main journey is baby. It's pregnancy, and I would love to share it and all the things. If you have any questions that you want me to do on a Q&A video, also feel free to leave it down below. And yeah, so anyways, hope that you guys stay blessed and be safe out there, and on to the next one. Bye.